Hello and welcome to 97.9 Unity Radio, the best MMA show around. This is the MMA Report, Husky Talk. I am your host, the best podcast and radio host in the universe, Steve Cully. And with me today, as always, my cohort and co-host. He just trains and teaches and he kicks ass.
I don't like your tagline, Steve, for me.
And it's Tyler King.
All I do is train and teach and kick ass.
That's all you do. You don't do anything
It
else.
is.
You don't
Really?
sleep. You don't sleep. You don't eat. You're like a machine. You just
I mean,
teach.
I suck down zins. I definitely eat.
Yeah, but that
I
doesn't
drink.
sound as mysterious like for our
I'm
listeners.
mysterious.
We
Okay.
want you to sound like
You want me to sound mysterious?
well, no, we want them to wonder about you. If I say that all you do is train, teach, and kick ass, I mean, that's something they wonder about. And I think that's very important. So
Okay.
I
Keep
think
it. All right.
I
You
I think
keep
that it's
it.
great. I think that it's great.
All right. I'll keep it then. All right.
I think that it's huge. They're just saying there's this guy in Massachusetts, and there are people in their cars and they're driving and they're just listening and they hear, wow, there's this guy. All he does is he trains and he
All right.
teaches us and he kicks ass.
You're flailing. Let's move on.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to let you know that that's what they
Well, thank
say.
you.
So they
I know.
wonder about it.
I
We
get it.
we were leaving off. We had been talking about the PFL. They had finished their series, their season, so to speak, and they have not announced when the championships are going to be. But in the meantime, we have had Bellator to look forward to, the return of Bellator, so to speak. They had
Well, I
one
mean, Steve,
show, and yeah,
well, I was going to say, Bellator has announced Francis Ngannou will be defending his
yeah,
heavyweight championship
in
October
October.
19th.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's the big show. Yes, I did see that. But I mean, we saw one Bellator show over the summer, so I mean, this is really the relaunch of the company, and it's going to be interesting to see how PFL does with it. And I hope they keep the strategy of keeping it separate from the PFL. I think it's good to have a brand within the brand, just like I had mentioned to you with wrestling with the NWO and WCW. You cheered for the brand within the brand, and I
I
thought that.
mean, I can't help. I actually do like what PFL's done since the acquisition of Bellator. Both you need to showcase some of the talent, like they did with their championship series in San Diego, having Usman, their Nurmagomedov, Khabib's cousin, I believe, defending his oh shit, it's the lightweight championship. Defending that. Okay, where were we?
Well, I had hit the pause button. It didn't pause. So, all right, we're still going. Okay, good. I'll have to just
Where
edit
you
it
hit the
out.
pause button?
Yeah, I can pause it. I thought I hit the pause button to pause it, and then I was going to restart it, but it apparently kept recording. So that's good. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Um, I'll just edit it out. Go ahead. So yeah, we were talking about Bellator and coming back and trying to reestablish itself after being bought out. And you, as you said, I am novice. I know nothing. And the fighters on the card, I believe I thought we saw a couple of them in the PFL season, but I'm not sure. Looking at the first Bellator card, what fight would you like to start with? Either the women's flyweight or the men's lightweight with Medeiros. Yeah, and
Oh, yeah, it's Medeiros.
yeah, you like him? Okay.
I do
Yeah,
actually.
he is a lightweight. Wow, they got great records. 15-1. His career record. The other guy, Yancey. Well, if you have a name like Yancey, you better be tough, I guess. He's 12
Well,
and
yeah,
9.
it's Medeiros. Pros pro, long time fighter in the UFC. Part of the Diaz camp. I know he
Oh,
trains a lot
really?
with Nate Diaz. Yep. Him and Nate Diaz are close. I believe they're training partners. Yancey Medeiros. Generally thought of as like one of the great guys in the sport. Very exciting fighter,
Okay.
but they put him up
Yeah.
against
Yeah, I mean, this guy,
younger, a younger Armenian. I believe that's Armenia. Younger
he's
Armenian with
15-1. Yeah.
one loss, 15-1.
Yeah. Yeah,
Pretty
that's a
impressive record by Jura Jura
yeah,
Ivazian.
he's fighting.
Avayan.
How the hell do you know he's
I
from Armenia?
Ivazian. What's up?
It's amazing you knew he was from Armenia.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, he's
I
fighting
saw
out
the
of I thought
flag.
it was from Armenia. Oh, you know the flags.
Lost
Okay.
by one. Had one fight. Lost one fight by split decision in
Yep.
Eagle FC. Uh, shoot. This is definitely his biggest fight.
Well,
Coming in, this is his biggest fight. It's his first fight in Bellator. All the rest of the fights have been in EFC, which is out of I believe South Africa.
but
Open
Tyler,
Fighting Chip.
that's what
Open fight.
bothers me. Why would UFC dump a guy like this after one fight? I don't get it. He comes
He's
in,
in,
he has one loss, and they dump him.
that wasn't in the UFC. That was in
Oh,
Eagle FC. That
oh,
is the promotion owned by Khabib Nurmagomedov. Then he fought outside there, fought
okay,
outside Eagle FC. I don't think Eagle FC had. Oh, it did have another show. He won another fight in Eagle FC. His last fight against Ali Kabadula, who was undefeated, and
ooh,
then he had this fight in Bellator versus Yancey after two cancellations.
oh, okay. That's why I remember seeing it. This was
He's
on the playoff card, and it got pulled off of it. You're right. It got canceled off of one of their the season series. I do remember seeing this. I
I
don't
actually do not.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, no.
I thought he was on the PFL season, but according to his stats, he apparently may not have been. Just
Yeah,
it looks.
well,
Um,
having
yeah, the 224 PFL record. Yeah, no, he didn't have any. So it doesn't say. It did not say how he won. Just
he
that he.
won decision, unanimous decision.
Oh, it was
Um,
unanimous. Okay.
yes, it was.
Okay. Okay.
Not really familiar with how the fight went, but Armenian flag.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. That means they like submission, right? The Armenians they do.
Sorry, did I lose you there for a second? Sorry.
No, I didn't lose it. They prime aren't they submission specialists or
No, I mean,
they?
Yancey, I believe he had some submissions.
Okay.
Look, hold on a
Yeah,
second.
I'm looking it up right now.
I have it. I
It
have it
it
in
blows
front of me.
it blows my
Yancey,
look
four
at
wins by submission, four wins by knockout. Yancey's very well rounded.
okay. Okay. And what's the website you go to? Tapology?
Yes, sir.
Tapology. Okay. That's the only thing I don't understand about their website is why they wouldn't put the decision on there so you would see it. But that obviously was not a shocker. This guy is obviously an up and comer, and
Yeah,
he
very
was forced to be reckoned with.
pretty typical with promotions. They're going to guy with a name like Anthony Medeiros, gonna try to get build up some of the young prospects of
Yeah,
guys with that kind of name value.
yeah, and that's the one thing that I do think that PFL has done a good job with. Now, what's your take on them showing this on Max? That was my only thing. Um,
Will Max give that Cinemax Showtime? I mean, basically, it's still Showtime. They've been on
you right,
Showtime
right,
for an
right,
extended period of time. It was basically
right,
just an extension of the Showtime deal.
right. But I mean, like instead of ESPN, like where PFL was on, like
Well,
they
again, the thing is when PFL acquired Bellator, they acquired those contracts as well. Those contracts,
so they already
those
had it.
contracts don't just evaporate. They have contractual obligations to Bellator. Excuse me,
They
to
they were
Showtime.
grandfathered in. Okay, that makes sense.
So I mean,
Yeah.
when that deal is up, be very likely that we see something as far as Bellator being on ESPN, or thereby the UFC, excuse me, the PFL just completely absorbing the brand and using Bellator for something like their overseas fights.
Right.
They've been doing a lot of Bellator cards overseas. I can see something like
Yes.
that happening.
Yes. Yes. And then the next fight was a women's flyweight division. Wow, that's a nice name. Sumiko Inaba versus
Sumika Imaba, oof, the Lady Samurai
yeah,
versus
she well,
Mackenzie Stiller, Mac
yes,
Judo. I'll tell you what, both these ladies
3-1. Yeah.
look like their names and their nicknames.
Yeah,
They really
Sumiko
do. Sumiko
Sumiko
looks like a
wow.
lady samurai, and Mackenzie Stiller looks like a Mackenzie Stiller.
I would I would agree with you on that.
Exactly.
Wholeheartedly that they definitely you their names are very good representations.
And,
So
you know,
Sumiko 8-1. I mean, she's the real deal, and Mackenzie ended up taking her first loss here. Good matchup all the way around.
I'll
Um,
tell you what, this is a fight again. This is a fight where they've obviously one thing PFL Bellator has really done a great job marketing a lot of these female fighters. Um,
yes,
talking about my newest crush in the world, Dakota. What's last Dakota's
Deshava.
last?
Yeah, you go
Dakota
Dakota
Java, and
Deshava. Yes.
that was Sumiko. I mean, Sumiko, total package, the looks.
Yeah,
She's been
see
crushing people.
that
One
can't work
decision,
for you. You know.
one decision loss happens, but the rest of her fight, she's fought all of her fights in Bellator. I actually fought on the same card as her. Holy crap! Yeah,
Oh, you
we fought.
really?
I believe so. Bellator
Wow.
259. Yeah, I got beaten by Davion Franklin and Sumiko beat Kristen Kalikas, who I actually know. I've met several times. So yeah, they
Okay.
really they brought her along. Like that was a really good matchup. Like that matchup was
That
one
was
and
a
zero versus
knockout.
1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was a knockout in the fourth round.
yeah.
I'm sorry, second round. Second round
And
knockout.
looking, she's had some knockouts. She won by submission. She
Yeah.
fought on the PFL regular season, winning by split decision,
Right.
and
Right.
she knocked out Mackenzie Stiller. Her last fight was definitely a little more of a test, fighting a girl 13 fights versus Mackenzie, who has three, but Mackenzie did look like a fighter. So, again, solid
Yeah.
win. Went out and did exactly what she was supposed to do.
I'd like to just see what her age is.
She
She,
is
oh, she's
born
young. Okay.
1991. Yep, she is.
She's
Wow,
30.
33.
She's 30, 30. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
younger. Okay. That's not a lot of fights, really, right? 9 fights as a pro, or would you say that's normal
Again, I
for?
mean, with women's division, always historically pretty shallow. So this is a fight they've obviously invested in, trying
Okay,
to develop her.
got you, got you. That makes sense. And Mackenzie Stiller, do you think that's somebody that they would stick with and give her another opportunity in
Well,
Bellator?
look at her record. It was her third fight in Bellator. Actually, other two
Yeah,
fights are wins. I could see her definitely
yeah.
getting another shot. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, that's good. That's good to know. Um, and then we had, it looks like Douglas Lima. And is that the Brazilian flag?
Yes, it is.
I got one right.
Douglas Lima versus
Aaron
Aaron
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Douglas Lima, former UFC, very athletic top team, very great record, 33-12. Um, highly respected. I think I fought him a couple of SIP cards as him. Pros Pro. He won a Bellator season, won the $1 million. Um,
Oh, he did. Wow.
yes, he did.
Okay.
As of late, as that was some time ago, he beat Rory McDonald. Since then, he's lost. Wow, one, two, three, four,
Oof.
5 out of his
Yeah.
last 6.
Yeah. That's surprising.
Excuse me, 4 out of his last 5. One of those fights was a grappling match. But
I
yeah, he's lost 4 out of his last 5.
yeah, I would not. I'm not not an Aaron Jeffrey fan. I don't really like his look. I'm not into the mullet. So and the
No, based
mustache.
on his look.
Yeah, I would go by his look. Yeah, I don't like the
Yeah.
mustache and the
Well, I
mullet.
mean,
The bad
he,
combination.
he got, well, Douglas Lima continues his downward slide. Aaron Jeffrey winning the decision.
Um, yeah,
Not good. Not really doing a lot for Douglas Lima's career prospects going forward. We might. He's definitely on the tail end, unfortunately. Um, Aaron Jeffrey, 50-5, big win for
wow,
him.
wow. I just wanted to check and see. So Douglas Lima is, oh, he's older. Okay, he's
Yeah,
36. Wow,
and
he's been around.
and this is again one of the guys trying to build up Aaron Jeffrey. Big wins, big win here over Douglas Lima. Lost his issue to Fabian Edwards. Before that came back, before that one unanimous decision versus Dalton Rosa. Again, lackluster decision loss to Aaron Safter. Before that, big KO win versus Austin Vanderfort. Those of you who don't know, Austin Vanderfort, the
Yeah,
spouse of
yeah.
Paige Van Zandt.
He,
Uh, you know, one of those it guys. Like he's one of the guys. He's got the look, got the tattoos. One of the guys Bellator got by. Again, I don't think he's a bad fighter, but again, he's one of those guys got the opportunities because he kind of has the
because
right
he's
people around him,
married.
right
Yeah,
look. Oh, he's got the right look.
yeah. He's married into it and the
But
right.
you know,
So
Aaron Jeffrey, bit of a problem right now, coming off this win.
yeah,
You know, he's 2-2 in his last 4. He needs another big win. He gets another big win. Be right back in that title picture.
I blame his mustache, to be honest. I just
Well, that's stupid. The
um
picture, the picture I'm seeing, I don't see a mustache. So hey,
no, I know the one they have on here is different.
all right, move
Um,
forward.
the next
Or
one was Larkin versus
Levon
Chikoli.
Chokahili, Lorenz Larkin again, another guy very similar to Douglas Lima, longtime
Okay.
pro. I think he might be an American top team. He comes from another big camp, but big
Yeah.
win. I believe
Yeah.
he knocked out. It was either him or Lima. I believe it was Lorenz that knocked out Michael Venom Page for his first professional loss. Um, no really surprise here. Lorenz Larkin been on a tear lately. Don't know a whole lot about Levon. He could probably wrestle, seeing as he's from Georgia. But you know,
Yeah,
Lorenz
I mean,
Larkin, Lorenz
wow.
Larkin, winning 3 out of his last 4. Um,
Yeah, he's 8-3 in his last 11.
four, yeah, 4 out of his last 6 with one no contest, one loss. Artie Koreshkov. Koreshkov's a hell of a fight. He's a tough fight for anybody. So
And it was the
again,
first round
big
too.
win for Lorenz Larkin. Big win
First
for Lorenz
round.
Larkin. Back on track. Back in the title picture.
First round too. And I mean, he's 38 years old, and it's amazing just to see a fighter in their late 30s or early 40s, and they figure it out and put it all together and get on
Yeah,
a tear. And wow, because the other guy, I mean, 13-3, right?
yeah. Very
That that
solid
that
record, Georgian. But
yeah.
again, a lot of what you see a lot with these. Oh, sorry, it's clicked on Usman by mistake. What you see with a lot of these fighters out of the Eastern Bloc, a lot of
Yeah.
their records get stacked early on.
Oh, okay. Because they fight in different promotions or
Well, you gotta look on his come up. First opponent 0-0, 0-0, 0-1,
oh, okay.
0-0, 0-0, 0-0, 1-2. Turn to go 6-0. He fought guys that was 1-2. Then he fought 3-4. To go in his eighth fight, he fought 5-0. Then he fought 10-1 at 9-0.
Right.
No
Right.
contest. Then he lost in Bellator. That was his last fight for Bellator. First fight in Bellator, lost decision. Um, Fought
Yeah.
Vinicius De Jesus, I know, won a decision. Lost decision to Cody Yamamuchi. Then 3 more no names, 3 wins, and then the loss to Larkin. So
Yeah, I
record's a
see what
little bit
you're saying.
record's a little
Yeah.
bit stacked early on. He's
Yeah.
fared pretty well in Bellator. He has a
I see what
four
you're
and three,
saying. Wow.
4-3 record in Bellator. Middle of the
Um,
road. Middle of the road.
yeah, that's strange. I would never have expected that.
I
Then
would.
going well, yeah, I didn't know they did it like that. I mean, I
Of
know
course I do.
it makes sense, but yeah.
Yeah.
The main event was the Khabib's cousin, who this can't be right. No, okay, he's 26. Okay, and he is 18-0 now. Um, I mean, from what I've seen of him, would you consider him a spitting image of his uncle or no?
Training age, no.
No.
Um, I mean, oh wow.
Similar
You
style
what?
wise,
I'll tell
right?
you what. So, he had a fight overturned to
Yeah,
Brent
with Brett Primus.
Freeman.
Yep. No contest. That was last
So
year.
most likely was a failed drug test by
Right.
Primus.
Right.
Giant wins over. Oh, he choked out Benson Henderson.
Benson
That's
Henderson. Wow.
that's super impressive.
That's a big win. Yep.
Again, hit Bellator, win decision, win by stoppage, win by rear naked choke, win by
Right.
choke, decision for Tricky Pitbull, super impressive. And
What's
then,
guerrilla fighting?
excuse
It,
me,
it, what?
that's probably I believe the it's probably the name of the promotion he fought in.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I've never heard of it. Have you heard of them?
no, I have not.
Okay.
Again, most likely in Russia,
Oh, overseas.
Eastern
Okay.
Bloc.
I
I have
got you.
not heard of it.
I got you. No, I was just curious because he's 5-0 there. So I see what you're saying about how they build up the records before they move
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
And who does he train in the United States or no?
I do not. I do not know. I know that
MMA.
Khabib. He has trade facilities in Russia, Moscow.
Oh, okay.
Um, oh, what country is he from?
He's
Not
from
Cheshire.
he's from Russia. It's from Dagestan, Russia. It
No.
says.
Oh, Dagestan. That's why I
Yeah.
went Dagestan. So he's
Yeah.
from Dagestan. Khabib has trade facilities in Dagestan, Moscow, in the United States. So I don't know. Khabib. A lot of people don't really take into consideration. Khabib is rich Conor McGregor.
Oh no, I know he is, but
So I mean, Khabib has multiple trade facilities. I don't, does he? I don't know if he's directly involved in this training camp. He might have been in
right
his corner. I'm just not sure. It's a good chance Khabib was in Usman's corner. I believe he was most likely.
now, Tyler. Everyone has said that they firmly believe that Khabib will come back and fight again. Um, do you think that's going to happen?
Most likely not.
I don't
Most
see it
likely
either.
not.
I think he would have done it by now if he was going to do it. It's been 4 years,
Uh,
5 years.
he's very principled and he doesn't need the money.
No, I know he doesn't. He doesn't care either. Which I thought was even funnier. But I was expecting him to come back, and I know Dana White has offered him the house to come back, and he still has not. I give him credit for sticking to his principles.
Like I said, Khabib doesn't need the money.
Well, I
Khabib
know
doesn't need
you
the
don't need the
money.
money, but you like the adrenaline rush. You
He
like
doesn't need the money. Oh, he's past that. He's already had the
okay,
highest turnover. He's been the
yeah,
champion. He has a mountain of money. His
yeah,
dad died. He always has dad in his corner. His dad passed away. I just
right.
don't
That
see
changed
Khabib coming.
everything.
I don't see Khabib coming back ever.
And I mean, there's not a fight that would entice him to either. I
No
think
need.
that's. Do you think?
He already.
Yeah,
The
I
only
know.
fight that I would. The only fight that what I think might have been George St. Pierre, and I don't think either of them are going to do that at this point.
Right. There would have to be something special for that to line up. And then the other Bellator Championship Series was on the 14th. I was going to take a look at that, starting with one, two, three. Would it be Wild and Decasi, the lightweights? Wow, he is pale.
Well, are you
Do
at the?
you
Where are you? All the way at the
Oh,
bottom of the
I'm on
card.
it's not on Tapology. I don't see it on Tapology.
I'm looking at it right now in Topology.
Oh,
Bellator
you are.
Championship, Bellator Champion Series, London.
Oh, I gotta scroll down. Sorry. All right, I didn't scroll down far enough. Yeah. So that would be the first one I would start with. Um, what are your initial thoughts there?
Which fight did you go?
I was going with the Wild versus Diakasi. Diakasi.
Is that on the main card?
Yeah, I think it was on the main card on the PFL website. It's the fourth.
Wild versus Takasi. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Two Englishmen, both on the wrong side of 30.
Oh, they are both.
Um,
They're both English.
both Englishmen, both on the wrong
Wow.
side of 30. 5'10 versus 5'11. Similar reach. Uh, Wild taking the loss.
Yeah.
17-6. Takasi with the W. Typical English striking battle. Not a whole lot of wrestling.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
looking.
won by decision.
Yeah.
Wild clearly, Takasi rather, outstriking Wild, rather pedestrian.
Nothing spectacular to report.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm looking at wow. I don't even see it on here. Okay.
Well, I
Uh
have next Luke Trainer versus Larry Nas Urbanavicius.
that's on here. Okay, I see that. Okay. Luke
So we have,
Trainer won in submission in the first round, correct?
yep, rear naked choke. The
Nine,
Jet
nine
showing
to
the
one. Wow.
English have a little bit of grappling and showing that the Gent from England can beat Captain Lithuania. That's possibly the worst nickname
That's
ever.
not that can't be his nickname. He
His
called
nickname
himself
is
Captain.
Captain Lithuania. I
Okay,
don't want to
well,
be a captain. I
I
want to be the
I'm
captain of Lithuania.
I am immediately going to cheer against him every opportunity I can. He's
I mean,
14-2. I mean, good for him. But I can't. I mean, you got to have some balls to call yourself the captain of Lithuania. I mean,
yeah, well, didn't work out for him.
I mean, I'd want to be a king. I don't know if I'd want to be a captain.
Captain of Lithuania.
Yeah,
All right.
who wants to be a captain of Lithuania? What do they do in Lithuania? Do they eat dogs and cats in Lithuania?
Well, I mean, not like they do in
Columbus,
migrant
Ohio?
country, not like they do in the migrant countries of South America that have smuggled their way to the United States. But I digress.
Tyler, I wanted to tell you a brief funny story. My aunt Cindy, she lives in Boston, and she's not the brightest bulb in the bunch. And she called the other day. She wanted to let me know. She said, "Steven, I just wanted to let you know it's not true." I go, "What?" She goes, "They're really not eating the dogs and the cats. It's okay for you. You're safe to walk Archie." And she was that serious. She wanted to let me know it was safe to walk my dog, that he wasn't going to get eaten.
Well, number
I mean
one,
that's
number
pretty.
one, most likely the um, cowardly, criminal-minded people that have smuggled their way to the United States would see you and
The cowardly and minded
probably not try to steal your dog and eat it.
the pit bull. Yeah, they probably wouldn't
Probably
try
would
to eat the pit
probably
bull.
would try that. They probably wouldn't try that.
The
Like,
cowardly.
have you heard the reports of people like sniping dogs? Like, there have been
Yeah,
like actual news of,
yes,
oh, I've it's
yes.
like there's like sniping small dogs and like beating them to death, like bashing them to the ground.
I know
Bro,
they are. It's
yeah,
terrible.
but
It's
yes, it
terrible.
is terrible. But hey, vote
I
Democrat. Hey,
well,
vote Democrat. Vote
it,
Democrat.
you can't you can't say that. You can't say
Yes, I
that.
can.
It
Definitely
was,
vote Democrat. Definitely
but
vote Democrat.
that means you're a communist if you vote Democrat. If you
Well, no,
say
no. I'm being very sarcastic because
yes,
It's Democrat policies that has allowed this to happen. So continue to
yes,
vote Democrat.
yeah,
Smart
yes, it has.
people.
Yes, it has.
Continue to vote Democrat.
Well, I
Tim,
just love
Tim
the
Walz. Tim Walz is straight as an arrow.
Tim Walz.
Tim Walz is straight as an arrow.
I just love that they are so against gun violence, and it's their people that are trying to assassinate the president and the former president. And on our the political show that we do, I still think I don't think they're going to stop. I think their next attack is going to be it's going to be poison. They're going to like try with arsenic or something.
Okay, so why is it that now they're getting
Because
all
they obviously
political?
can't
No,
shoot
no,
straight.
listen. No, I'm just gonna say one thing. Why
Yeah.
is it that both attempted shooters have appeared
Offshore.
in BlackRock training videos and have worked for BlackRock?
What's BlackRock? I don't know what BlackRock is.
BlackRock is a large defense contractor,
Oh, really?
large defense contractor,
Oh, okay.
military
Well,
industrial, military contractor.
oh, okay. Well,
You don't
that's
know what
not.
BlackRock is?
No, I don't. I don't.
All right,
I'm
Steve.
not. I'm not
All
politically
right,
correct.
I'm done with conspiracy theories.
Okay.
Let's go back to MMA.
Well,
Oh
then
yeah,
I believe the next fight was did we do Luke Trainer? Yeah.
yeah.
No, we did. Then it
We
was
did. We had Simon Powell
Simon
versus
Powell and
Rafael Xavier. Simon
yeah.
Powell, the Englishman, versus Rafael Xavier, the
Split
German,
decision.
nicknamed Kratos versus Simon. Smooth Powell.
Oh, that's a good name.
Simon,
I'll take that.
decision win. Kratos
He's young too. He's
got
only
beat by
25.
Smooth.
Yeah.
25 again. Like I said, these kind of showcase shows, giving these European, UK, English Isles fighters the opportunity. Good prospect. Moving on up.
Well, it's interesting because it's a clash in style, and he was in PFL in 22 and 23, and he was 5-1, and this was his first appearance in Bellator, so it'll be interesting to see where he went. I mean, it was a split decision, so that's interesting as well. I would have expected him to dominate, but he is 10-1, so he is on the rise. That's good to see. And this was interesting. The main event that they went with was Sarah Collins and Leah McCourt. Sarah Collins 6-0, and she gets the victory here. And she's another one of your favorite. She's British. You love the Brits. She's 34, and she got this. Yeah, I mean, wow. She's on a current six win streak. That's very
Well, you got that wrong, Stephen, because Sarah
no.
Collins is actually, I believe, Australian or New Zealand.
Oh, well, what's the British flag in the top left corner? Oh, you're right.
That's Leah McCourt.
Okay. Oh, no, it says Sarah Collins on Tapology. There's
Well, I'm
the
looking at Leah McCourt, Leah the Curse McCourt, out of St. Field,
Leah the Curse.
Northern Ireland.
Leah the Curse McCourt. Okay.
Sarah Collins, fighting out of Australia.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it is Australia.
Yes,
I
it
didn't know
is.
why the English flag was in the Australian flag.
That's an Australian flag, Steve. That's
Okay. Okay. I didn't know that. Tyler, I don't know my flags as well as you do.
apparently
I'm
not.
sorry. I will study the flags better. Leah McCourt, Jesus. She's 8-4. She's 32. She looks like she's had some work done. Wow. And
I'll tell you what, her topology picture is better than that poster picture.
well,
That
I don't.
poster picture is a little rough. Her topology picture is much better. But her picture on the poster, yeah, you're right. Looks a
Why
little
do you
like
get work done? I don't know why you would get work done at
because you get your
32.
face messed up, and these girls are
Oh,
vain,
okay.
dude.
All right. All right. Yeah, you're right.
Dude,
The topology
dude,
picture is better. You're
dude.
right. What?
You ever well, apparently you've never dated a blonde in her 30s.
I have.
Apparently you've
No,
never dated. So apparently you've never dated an attractive blonde in their 30s. Because I don't care if they're an insurance salesman or a mixed martial arts fighter, they still have to look good. They
well,
will
of
get that
course they
work
do.
done.
Of course they do.
They
But
will
if you're
get that work done.
at 32, you
Yeah.
think you need work done at 32? I mean, I just think that's a little too
Apparently you
young.
have dated a lot. Apparently you have dated a lot of attractive blonde chicks in their 30s, Steven.
I have. I have. I just would never I would never have anticipated them getting work done. That's all I'm saying. If it makes her feel
They
better about
probably they probably did get work done. They tell you.
it makes them feel better about themselves. They're welcome to get all the work done they want. But
You have to appreciate their efforts, Steven. Show
no, I
appreciation.
listen.
Show
Women,
appreciation.
I do show appreciation. Women have it
Clearly.
harder than anyone on earth. Women have to look perfect all the time. They believe me. I
Yeah,
understand.
they really have it harder than anybody on earth.
They they do. They have to look perfect all the time. They are consistently judged on how they look. So I do appreciate that. She
Okay.
is. She's been in Bellator. She's 7-3 over. Or no, she's 7-3 overall. Leah McCourt. She's been here since 2019. God, they don't fight a lot. She did beat. Oh, she lost to Kat Zingano, but she beat Sarah McMahon. That's a pretty good
Very
win,
solid
right?
one.
Yeah.
Very solid one.
And then losing to Sarah Collins was unfortunate. But she,
Yes,
yeah,
it was. Well, she did. She actually lost the cat, beat Sarah McCann. She's had some tough
yeah,
fights.
I
Big
said that.
win versus Sarah McCann.
Yep.
Sarah Collins, though, she got beat up by that Chuck-looking motherfucker.
Were there, don't swear on the radio, but
She
okay.
got she got beat up by that very handsome lady.
That's what I say as well. I say she's very,
Uh,
she's very
the
handsome.
very handsome
Um,
lady.
well, she is 6-0. I still can't get over their ages. What
Why?
was your no? What was you explained this to me? I just forgot. Why are the women? They just seem to be older than the men.
The honestly, it just the women's MMA has really like
Oh,
kind of come
started
out of
later.
the.
You're right.
It's
You're
only
right.
yeah, it's kind of really just come out of the kind of MMA universe really prominently in the last couple of years.
Right.
So it like I'd say the last 5, 10 years, women's division's really hurled forward, especially with the addition of Ronda Rousey. The UFC, Bellator, PFL kind of really saw the opportunity to put on more fights, really expand their influence, and just have
Yeah.
more fights, more events. So women's divisions have been expanding, and
Right.
there've been a lot of fighters out there that never got the opportunity. So a lot of them stuck with it, starting to get those opportunities now.
Now, do you?
Also, 30 is the new 20.
It is obviously. Sarah Collins. I mean, she goes to 6-0. Um, she obviously has a future. I don't know the Bellator structure for titles. What do they
Well,
do with the
most
women's
likely,
division?
I mean, they do. I believe they do tournaments as well. She'll get a name.
Okay.
Most likely, she'll get a name opponent next. She'll get a
Okay.
bigger name next. Get more of a test. This was kind of her last fight before like kind of going on to like the real meat and potatoes of the women's division. So she'll most likely fight a name fighter next.
Okay. Okay. And then I know we mentioned just before we go to UFC the Francis Ngannou fight, which is October 19th, I believe. It's
Yep.
going to be is he going for the belt?
No,
The
yes,
or
Francis
held the
Ngannou will
belt?
be fighting. He'll be fighting the reigning PFL heavyweight champion.
Right, right. Okay.
Shoot, like, uh, Andre, I believe Andre Feria is his name.
Yeah, it's
Feria.
on the schedule as the super fight pay-per-view, but they don't have anything else listed. It just does the battle of the giants.
Well, Bella Giants and
Saudi Arabia.
what's her name? Cyborg. Cyborg will be fighting. She'll be
Oh,
trying to avenge.
oh,
She'll be trying to.
Cyborg.
She'll be trying to avenge her last loss.
Oh, against Pacheco.
Yes.
Wow, geez, she's got a neck tattoo. Um,
She's got a pretty mean neck tattoo.
yeah, this is actually a good card. Is
Yeah,
that Matt?
right now.
That's
Well,
not
I mean,
Matt. Okay.
right now, fight side for PFL Battle of Giants. AJ McKee versus Paul Hughes.
Yep.
Johnny Eblin versus Fabian Edwards. That's a hell of a fight.
Oh,
Then we
that's
had,
Fabian Edwards.
like we
Okay.
just talked about, Chris Cyborg versus Larissa Pacheco. Larissa Pacheco, last woman to beat Chris Cyborg. And then for all the marbles, the PFL Heavyweight Championship. Hanan Feria
His
versus
first
Francis
experience,
Ngannou.
right?
Excuse
It's
me?
his first appearance in PFL, correct?
Francis Ngannou, yes, it is.
Okay. And the women's featherweight world title, Cyborg is not the champion.
No, Pacheco is the champion. I believe Cyborg
Okay.
is the Bellator champion, though.
Yes, that's what it was. That's what I got confused. Okay. Because I knew that she was doing well. Oh, and this is going to be on ESPN Plus. Good. Okay.
Yes.
I see that's what's going to be tricky. I don't know that ESPN is going to be able to keep both PFL and UFC, especially
So
with the
again,
money.
like we were just talking about, like I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
Bellator's just because PFL while Bellator still has to honor the contracts they had with
Right. They're grandfathered
HBO.
in.
Yes, with HBO and
Max.
now it's Max. Same
Right.
thing, but yes.
Okay. So switching gears, moving on to UFC 306. UFC 306.
UFC 306, aka the graveyard,
The,
the
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 graveyard.
graveyard of Tyler's gambling hobby.
Oh, the Tyler, there's never going to be a graveyard for your gambling pop.
Oh man,
It'll
I got
always resurrect.
killed.
You're like
I
Jesus.
got killed.
Well, just explain this to me. If you're betting UFC, do you
Yes,
bet every fight or do you just pick certain ones?
I generally will take a small amount of money. Now, bet between $10 and $25. Usually do
Okay.
parlays,
Right.
multiple
Oh,
parlays. I'll
yep.
do a safety. I'll do a couple different ones. I'll do one I call a safety parlay in case I get a couple losses, but
Is the
across the
parlay
board, I
three
just got
fights?
killed. No, two to whatever.
Okay. Okay. So you did a couple parlays and then did you do any individual matchups or no?
Did I? No, I think I did all parlays. They all lost.
Did you come close on any of them?
Let's just say Marab Dalishvili and Alex and Diego Lopez. Really, Diego Lopez and Marab, they destroyed me. Those two
Um,
guys took all my money.
uh,
It was only probably like $50
okay.
total, but yeah.
Okay. I mean Diego Lopez.
I tell you what, I bet with
I thought he did
one thing I'll do when I gamble. Sometimes I'll bet with my heart and not my head, and that
right,
was and I really want to see Brian Ortega kind of recapture some of that magic, but Diego Lopez just been on a tear, and Brian Ortega's just been dealing with a lot of personal issues. Um,
right,
and,
right.
and like he hears it at the events. Like his girlfriend, his ex girlfriend, I believe ex girlfriend or ex wife, UFC fighter, he was getting heckled about it after the fight.
Oh,
Like,
oh, well, that would be tough
like
for anyone to deal with. I get it.
guys yell from the stands, "Hey, Brian, she doesn't like you anymore."
Well, yeah,
Or
that
Brian,
would
that's
hurt.
why she doesn't like you anymore. So
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
Tyler, he's not made of stone. He's going to show some emotion.
you got to be in
You
in
you
this
have
game.
to.
You have to be number one. Number two, it was a bad matchup for him. Diego Lopez, he looked so good in his last fight, and
No,
this
he
fight
has.
even
I
better. Like,
I have watched him in his last few fights. He has looked good, but Ortega I was absolutely on the way up. That
well, I
is
mean, no, he's not really on the way up. He's
well
fought.
he
He's again, Steven, I'm talking.
uh,
He's
yep,
fought. He's fought for the UFC featherweight championship before. That might have been his career peak. He
right,
had a he had a all-time classic, an instant classic versus Alexander Volkanovski. A guy who was pound for pound in the GO conversation, and two losses later to Ilya Taporia. And we're not really talking about him anymore. But
right.
Brian Ortega's performances versus Volkanovski, absolute performance, almost finished him. Since Alexander Volkanovski got out of that guillotine against Brian Ortega, Brian Ortega's career has just been on a downslope since then. It's
Oh,
unfortunate, but
oh,
I'm just really saying this from what I've observed, not
yeah.
from any sort of prejudice or feeling I have. It's just kind of been the facts of the matter. It's rather unfortunate because Brian Ortega really did have the makings of a superstar.
Do you have some sort of prejudice against Brian Ortega for some reason?
No, I
Oh,
actually like him a lot. I actually kind of
oh,
like him a lot, but
okay.
he's been ever since he did not finish Alexander Volkanovski with that guillotine. his career's been on a
Oh,
downswing.
right. I got you. Okay. So looking at the card, I'm looking at the main card here.
Sorry about that.
What I didn't know what you wanted to start with.
Well, we did start with Brian Ortega. I
Well, yeah,
mean,
we did Brian Ortega and Diego.
honestly,
I'm
I
looking.
I really
Oh,
feel like
unanimous decision. Okay, go ahead.
yeah. So like this card, the entire prelims. I mean, they really did do a good job of showcasing the Mexican American fighters being on,
They did,
playing the
yeah,
card with the whole Mexican theme, UFC Noche, the Mexican Independence Day, that whole
yeah.
thing. I thought played really well, but they really lacked a name value on the preliminary card, other than the early prelim with Rafael Rosas Jr., who's really been on a tear. He's been kind of crushing it. He's been crushing guys. He's just simply better than. But he really is a young phenom. I understand why they put him on that early prelim card at ESPN Plus, trying to get people to tune in early. Which solid marketing play, but I think it would have been better to um have him headline the prelim card. I think that would have been a much better move in this situation. But again, they got the early viewers most likely due to
No,
that.
I agree with you. The marquee matchups on the prelim card definitely entices viewers to order the pay per
Yeah.
view.
Well, I mean,
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that take.
that was the early prelim, and honestly, that was probably like what 7 p.m.
Yeah,
That was
they
probably
started.
about 7:30 p.m. People aren't settling in then. Generally, I won't usually like if I don't start watching a UFC card till like 9:30. That's pretty normal for me, unless there's marquee matchups I want to see on that prelim card.
Oh, okay. All right. So I don't know what order. I was just looking on ESPN. Um, I was trying to skip the prelim.
So
Ronaldo
we'll go with
Rouse
the
is
first fight.
I
Ronaldo Rodriguez defeat
okay.
Ode Osborne again, showcasing
Yep.
the Mexican American fighters.
Yep.
Ode
Well,
Osborne,
it
we
said
get
if
a Mexican being up a Jamaican. So hey,
it says if you look up the definition of resilient, you will find an image of Rodriguez smiling back at you. This was a fun fight that nearly ended minutes after it started. So Osborne appeared to put
still what does
to
this
sleep.
listen? Little guys can fight till they're burger. Little Mexican guys can fight till they're I don't know
Yeah, no,
bloody
you're right about
puddles.
that. You're right. You're right about
So
that.
good win for Ronaldo. Moving on,
Okay.
lightweight Estevan Rebo Rabovicic defeated Daniel Zellhuber again, showcases Mexican fighters. They gave the Mexican fighters um,
Yeah,
good
they
matchups,
pushed heavy.
favorable
Right.
favorable matchups in this one. And
Um
again, I believe that's the kind of show we talked about already. Diego
yeah,
Lopez with the dog walking of Brian Ortega.
yeah. It's a dog. What what does it mean to dog walk someone in MMA terms?
Just let him.
Just what it sounds
He
like.
he was yes, exactly. He was a master. He he walked he walked Brian Ortega all over the ring, which is why
Really?
Brian probably lost. Which is probably why Brian Ortega lost his mind when he got the girlfriend chance walking out.
So not only did he get dog walked around the ring, he got emasculated by the UFC fan base about his girlfriend. So Brian
That,
Ortega
no,
didn't have didn't
about his ex girlfriend.
about his ex-girlfriend. So he didn't have the best night. Brian
He did
Ortega
not have a
probably
good night.
he didn't have a good
Did
night.
not.
Okay. The lightweight was Ignacio versus Manuel Torres. Did you see that? Um, Torres lost in the first round by TKO.
Nope. Did not see that one.
All right. Well, that was on ESPN Plus. I apologize.
Right? Is it
ESPN Plus. Yep, prelim.
ESPN News, ESPN Plus. Let's move on to the co-main event, Steve.
It was Valentina Shevchenko, wasn't it?
Valentina Shevchenko defeated
Shevchenko.
defeated the champion Alexa
Alexa
Grasso.
Grasso. Yes. And God bless her, because she's been in the mix for a while, and she has overcome adversity, and I give her all the credit in the world for taking this on. ESPN, however, disagreed. She won by unanimous decision. ESPN described the fight saying that she was like a veteran basketball player using a mean post game to back down the younger opponent and score at will. It wasn't pretty, but effective to take back the title that was rightfully hers. Nobody will watch this fight ever again. Shevchenko wasn't interested in wowing fans with her performance. It was simple and left Grasso in a pool of frustration throughout.
In a pool of blood.
That's what she said.
Listen,
wow.
And listen.
That's a bad.
This is the third fight in a row that Valentina's fought Alexa. She's just tired of it after losing a.
Right.
She got submitted. Right. Losing by submission, and then a draw, which was questionable at best.
Right.
At UFC as a UFC fight night rather. So coming back, big event. Valentina's making her statement, and honestly, she knew where she'd be Alexa Grasso if she just implemented her game plan. And being the veteran that she is, just Alexa didn't have an answer.
She looks like jacked. Like she got like wow. I mean, no, I mean she's always had a nice body on her, but I mean she like has ripples.
They don't call the bullet for nothing.
Oh, the bullet. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then that was the co-main event.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the main event was O'Malley.
Main event: Sean O'Malley versus Marab, the Machine, Davashvili.
Yeah, I'm not a O'Malley fan, but
I'm a big O'Malley fan. I like what he's done for the sport. I'm a big O'Malley fan. I love what he's done. He's definitely brought more awareness to the sport, brought a new crowd to the sport, and dynamic personality. And listen, I come from the Northeast. A lot of guys. I have friends that train at Cerro Longo, the gym that Marab and the former champion Aljamain Sterling are out of. The fighter that O'Malley beat. I was actually at that fight at the Boston Garden, watching Sean O'Malley win the UFC bantamweight title.
I remember.
Beautiful knockout, clean knockout. Little bit of trickery from his corner. Tim Welsh yelling instructions to Sean O'Malley's opponent, Aljamain Sterling. You gotta go, Aljamain, and may have played a role in Aljamain's losing that fight by knockout, but you really can't deny, especially after his title defense against Chito Vera, the skill of Sean O'Malley. But
no, you can't.
We've always said, the right kind of wrestler will be O'Malley's kryptonite, and Marab really showed that. There really is no argument to that fact anymore. So Sean's already said he's gonna take some time off. I don't think it's the worst move.
Well, he's hurt too. He's hurt.
I mean, everyone's hurt in this sport. He deserves some time off. He's been on a pretty solid run these past 2 years, 2 of the 3 years. So he deserves a little time off. He should take some time off, work on his wrestling, and come back. He'll probably be a fight away. He'll have to come back and fight one guy again before he fights for Rob, especially if he takes time off.
You say featherweight? You said you think he'll come back as a featherweight?
No, I said he's going to work on his wrestling and come back and he'll get a title shot probably right off the bat. Or I would be surprised if he takes a fight before he rematches for the belt. But again, we'll see. He says he's gonna take some time off,
Yeah,
depending on what happens right now. UFC maybe star hungry when he does come back,
yeah,
and
it very well
they
could be.
might put him right into a title fight. We'll just have to wait and see. But he definitely deserves this little bit of time off.
They very well could be in the hunt for some star power. That's definitely for sure. We don't know what's going to happen. The ESPN deal has not been renewed yet, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I think they're in
Always is. Always is.
the last year of its contract. So, but wow, yeah, that was. I mean, I don't understand why they graded it at a C. They did not see it as a
I'll tell you
great
the
show.
truth, I'll have to. I just watched the highlights. I'd have to rewatch the card. I was a little busy.
I,
Um,
I watched this one and I watched Shevchenko, but I didn't
yeah.
I didn't think I wouldn't have
You know,
graded it.
no, same thing. I mean, it was just a dominant performance by Rob. Rob just implemented his wrestling and
Yeah,
kind of did what he wanted to
yeah,
O'Malley. O'Malley didn't have an answer.
right. No,
So in all the fights I'm involved in this weekend, my fight with my fighter at Cage
yeah,
Titans over the weekend,
yeah,
this fight, the main event of the UFC, the main
yeah,
event of
yeah.
the
It's a lot.
Bellator, the main event of the Bellator Bellator series, the one at San Jose. Wrestling is king. Your wrestling's on point. You control where that fight's going. You will win that fight. You will dictate. And again, Marab dictated where this fight took place. Sean had no answer for the wrestling. He was getting kissed on his back
Yeah,
by the
I know.
guy just controlling him to add insult to injury. So
So, uh,
again,
how how
it,
how
go
would
ahead.
you say that your fights went over the weekend with Cage Titans or whatever?
Cage Titans had an amazing show. My fight did not go well, and
Oh, it
that's all I'm
didn't.
going to say
Okay,
about that.
that's all you're gonna say about that. Is your fight did not? It
I'm
was
not going to
the
go well. I
okay.
learned very badly this weekend. Overall, wrestling is king.
Okay, but it was Louise, right? It wasn't Ozzy.
No, it was not Ozzy. It was Louise, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, that's good. You, even as a promoter, trainer, jack of all trades, you learn as well, and you'll be prepared next time. So that's not
Uh,
the end of not the end of the
I
world.
like.
It sucks now, but you look at you. You're back at the gym, and you're still working on your craft. You didn't
Yeah,
take a
well,
day off. You didn't take a day off. You
don't.
didn't stay home and lick your wounds. You got right back at it. So, yeah, but the only comment, the question I would say, would you put it more on the preparation? Would you put it more on the game plan, or would you put it more on the execution with Louise?
Uh, all the above.
Really?
Combination of all three. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. No, that's surprising to hear. But it wasn't one and then that's good. It wasn't just one thing. It was a little bit of everything, and you can work on that. You can work on that.
Yes, you can.
You can work on that. It's not one thing, it's a little bit of everything. You know, just go back to basics. That's any coach will tell you that. Football, baseball, whatever. Anytime you have a loss, especially a tough loss, just go back to basics. Go back to the fundamentals. So don't I apologize that you had a difficult weekend in
It is what
uh,
it is.
betting and
The
your fight.
occupational hazard in this game, Steven.
Well, I know I do, but I know you care about your fighters, and I know you take
Oh,
it
I do.
personally, and I know that it hurts, and that's what counts. I know that you see them as people and want to help them, so of course it hurts. So don't beat yourself up too bad about it. you're going to get back on the horse and you're going to ride again. And you haven't been doing this forever, so you're still learning, and that's the biggest thing. You're learning, and as long as you don't make the same mistake twice, you're doing it the right way. So,
oh, thank you, Stephen.
all right. Well,
Motivational speech, baby.
Well, yeah, it takes a lot of time and effort to do what you do and to train and to work with these fighters, and you're obviously working with them on the way up. So there's a lot more teaching and coaching involved. So it's not easy. So for Tyler King, like I said, he just trains, he teaches, and he kicks ass. Crown Sports and Entertainment. I'm Steve Cully, the best podcast radio host in the universe. This has been 97.9 Unity Radio, the MMA Report. Remember, when life gives you lemons, Tyler, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges,